Neville, The Voice Within. Well, tonight's subject is for hatching. There is a voice in man, and if you listen to it and expect it, you will at rare intervals hear it. It's the voice of authority, and it never lies. Over the years I have heard this voice. It has never led me astray, and everything that it prophesied has come to pass, but everything. So in the silence, and you are not concerned, but you ask a question. It may come or it may not come that night, but you ask the question, what is the purpose of it all? You do not question for one moment that God is, for you met God, you know God, you were embraced. But this was a moment of not, I said, concern. Just a not even an idle moment, you ask the question, what is the purpose of it all? And the voice answers in the depth of your soul, for hatching. For hatching what? For hatching everything in the world, like a huge big egg, but specifically for hatching God, God in man, brought to the surface as that man in whom he is buried. So this friend will allow me to tell you the story, and to give you just a little background, just a few words he said. My father died when I was 8, and my world was shattered. I felt an outsider. Every family in the neighborhood seemed to be a complete unit, but I felt as an outsider, and I took this feeling with me into school. I was never once a part of the student body, always an outsider. When I left school, I took the same feeling with me into business, and though I worked for very large companies and I served them well, they were good to me, still I was never part of the company. I was always an outsider. This feeling of being an outsider drove me to the point of suicide, and this feeling also caused me to hurt those I loved dearly. Those I loved most in this world, I seemed to have hurt by the feelings of being an outsider. Well, he said 3 months ago, the most authoritative voice, this thunderous voice, spoke from within me. And the voice said, I took away your father, that you might find out who the Father is. Several weeks later, the voice repeated that sentence. I took away your father, that you might find out who the Father is. And then a few weeks later, with even a greater authority and a still louder voice, it spoke the same thing, but it changed the pronoun. This is the change, and listen to it carefully. I took away my father, that I might find out who the Father is. Everything is a plan. He said, when I awoke, I reflected on my life, and I saw it, the entire life, in a beautiful light, as I've never seen my life before. Prior to that, it was one of sadness, one of loneliness, one of chaos, one of confusion. And now I saw everything perfectly ordered, everything precisely ordered, everything done as it ought to be done. Because I, for purposes known at the moment of my decision, I decided to impose upon myself that state. And so I took away my father, that I might find out who the Father is. For the outside father is but a symbol of authority, a symbol of power, and I had to find that power, that authority within myself. I knew I couldn't find it on the outside, so I took away the outside symbol. I didn't know it when it happened. I was but 8, and here everything was ordered. Everything was a plan that I may find in me the power and the authority represented by a father. And as we go into the silence, may we hear the voice from the depths of our soul. Good.